I'm a lit kid beat. Angel on the track.
There is a feeling.
Yo, shalom, shalom. Grace and peace be unto the 12 tribes of Israel. Pray everybody's doing all right this evening. Today we are going into the parable of the sheep and the goats. The sheep and the goats. Sorry, had to make sure we was good. So anyways, like I said, let me go ahead and get shout out to the people that send a lesson tonight. Like I said, everybody that's here, I'm glad y'all here. All praise to the Most High. Yeah! All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and get, let me see. Christina, see you in the, oh, yeah, see, look forward to class. So it's earlier. Hey, but hopefully you're in here now. We're going to find out if you're here at this moment. Katrina, see you in the building. Shalom, shalom. Good evening, good evening. Sarah, see you in the building as well. Peace be with you. Good evening, good evening. Oh, yep. All right, Christina's in the building. Yeah, she made it back. All right, hey, doing good. I'm doing all right. Hey, glad to be able to bring out the word of the Most High. Ecstatic, actually. So, yeah, get nothing better than being able to speak the words of prophecy. Speak what the Most High has given us. Because, again, what else could we ask for more than that? You know, than to be able to preach the word of the Lord, preach and teach what the Most High has given us. Sean, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. Grace and peace be with you. Hopefully all is good. Hopefully all is okay. Hey, by the way, man, the countdown definitely looks dope. We might have to just ditch music altogether because they already sent me a message saying that music on there was, yeah. So they like I'm gonna have to like take out songs and everything, but I had to play it again because I love the song. So I love the music. Countdown is dope. So I'm gonna figure out something for it. Lawa, see you in the building. Grace and peace be with you. Yalasia, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. And as Yalasia said, make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hopefully the sound is coming through well, and hopefully the video is not choppy. We ain't having issues. If the sound is good, y'all, let me get a 1 in the chat. If it's coming through the mic, you know what I'm saying? If it's sounding like echo and it's not, like it's coming straight through the mic, let me know that as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. And oh, by the way, I forgot, to my people that's in the TikTok, peace be with y'all. Glad to see y'all in the building. Grace and peace. Shalom. Make sure you come into the YouTube if you are going to be commenting and engaging. You're going to be doing that. Make sure you do so. So, hey, all right, I'll praise the Most High. Thank you, Laura and Christina. Let me know. Yeah, the sound is good. Cool. So let's get ready to dive on into the lesson. Let's go to Mark chapter 14, verse 3, and we will get started. Mark chapter 14, verse 3. Well, I guess before we get started, I see y'all just joining. Grace and peace be with you. Good evening, good evening. Mark chapter 14, verse 3. And being in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious, and she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? Or it might have been sold for more than 300 pence and been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? For she hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever you will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. She have done what she could. She is come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she have done shall be spoken of for memorial of her. So whenever we bring out the true gospel of Jesus Christ, the message is given to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the globe. The words given to the people of the Most High, the people of the Most High who we know are the Israelites, not the people that we would think are just any people, but the people that are 12 tribes of Israel, the descendants of Jacob. Those people we know come from the loins of the lineage of God. Whenever we bring out this message to those people we know who are suffering slave descendants. Man, that sound like the cat Sylvester or suffering succotash. No, the suffering slave descendants of Jacob that come from Isaac and Abraham. Whenever we bring out this gospel to those people who's under Deuteronomy 28, because we broke his law, statutes, commandments, we are always going to remember the woman that put the ointment on the body of our Messiah, none other than the black Messiah, Jesus the Christ. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Because again, why does the Lord speak to us this way? Let's go ahead and go to Psalm chapter 78, verse 1. Like I said, whenever we bring out the parables, we're bringing out the descriptions. We are going to explain what the Most High God is doing. And when he sent his son, Jesus Christ, who's going to give the purest and most understood form of his word. Psalm chapter 78, verse 1. Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. So he says, give ear unto my law. So he says, listen to what I have to say. Listen to my instructions. Listen to where the direction I'm giving you. I want you to hear everything I'm saying, because what I'm saying is important for you to know. So he says, give ear unto my law. Hear what I'm saying. Listen to me. Verse 2. Verse 1. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old. So he says, I will utter dark sayings of old. So I'm going to say something that is not going to be crystal clear for you, but it's going to be said something of old, meaning something from a time long, long ago. And he says, I'll open my mouth in a parable. We are doing a series of parables. So the parables of Christ series, the Lord says, I will open my mouth in a parable. And this is Jesus the Christ. He was foretelling of when he came to preach to us, saying, hey, I'm going to open my mouth. I'm going to talk to you. And it's going to be spoken to you in a way that not everybody's going to understand. How do we know this? Let's go get this real quick. Let's go to Matthew chapter 13, because they asked the question to Jesus Christ, hey, why are you speaking in parables? Let's get to it. Matthew chapter 13, verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou in parables? So he said, hey, why are you talking to us in parables? Why are you talking to us this way? Why are you speaking this way? Verse 11, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So he said, hey, I gave you this message. I gave you this word. I wanted you to hear this glorious gospel. He says, and those people, those other individuals, I ain't speaking it to them. I don't want them to hear it. I don't care if they hear it. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's get back to Hosea chapter 12, verse 10. He said he gave it to a certain number of people. And again, he said, I'm going to open my mouth in the parable and the dark sayings of old. So I'm going to talk in something that is not going to be understood by all ears. Hosea chapter 12, verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Again, he's saying the same thing. I'm going to speak to them with a simile or a metaphor, something to compare, something that you can see in your regular life, and then you're going to go ahead and compare it to what the mystery God has, a dark, deep mystery. All right, hold on. Everybody that's on, and there we go. All right, Sarah said it's a little choppy. Katrina saying the same thing, it's lagging. We have to get direct connection down here too, hopefully. So we got to figure something out because we can't keep having this. This is not what's up. I don't like it. So let me go ahead and continue. I don't like this at all. Matter of fact, hold on. Really? Nah, I can't even do it. Never mind. It's too late. I'll do it later. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. Hopefully it plays well on the playback. I'm gonna check it out after it's over with. But we definitely don't want this. I don't want the choppy. I don't want the lagging. And I don't like it. Yeah. And Christina said she can understand, but it's kind of blurry. And I don't want to be blurry. Like I said, y'all got to make sure everything's clear. I want to make sure you can see every little pimple on my face, every hair, and you know what I'm saying. Even if I got like a little tiny booger in my beard, you know what I'm saying. I want y'all to be able to see it. Hey, don't. And make sure y'all let me know too, so I can take the booger off my beard. But real talk, I need the detail. I need everything to work the way it is. Too much is going into as far as putting out video that we can have this quality for people, for the hearers and the watchers. But we'll continue on. We're going to get Matthew chapter 25. We're going to dive into this. Matthew chapter 25, verse 32. Matthew chapter 25, verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. So we understand that the shepherd, or the one that is leading the sheep, that is leading his livestock, those that he is in charge of, those that he is taking care of, making sure they're safe. He said this shepherd is going to separate them. He's going to put some sheep. He's going to make sure people know who the sheep are, who the goats are. He's going to put them in different places. All right. Verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. So if anybody's y'all familiar with a lot of the symbolism in the world, you always see the Baphomet, which is like a type of a goat. And what they have that goat or anything. In matter of fact, even if you've seen The Omen, they have like a goat and it's supposed to represent the devil, supposed to represent evil, right? So you got the goats on one side, on the left side, and you got a sheep on the right. So verse 34, we're going to see why. Verse 34, then shall say the king unto them on his right hand, which we know the king is who? For those in the chat, who is the king? So he says, then shall say the king unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my father. There goes your clue too. The king has a father. All those people that are blessed of my father, come to me. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So he said, all of y'all come to this place that's set up for you. I prepared it. I made it ready. It's like you got food. You've been marinating. You've been seasoning it. You done preheated the oven. And now all you got to do is come to this after it's been preheated, been cooked. Now you done put it out there on the plate and you're ready to serve it to those that are ready for it. He says, hey, it is ready. Come to it. Oh, all praise to the Most High.
Exactamundo, dude.
Yep. The king is Christ. Because we know who it is, Jesus the Christ. Oh, Elijah, we'll go ahead. We get you now too. We see you.
Exactamundo, dude.
Yes, Jesus the Christ. He says, the King, Jesus Christ, he said, come to the place that my Father prepared. This place he has set up for you. Verse 34 again, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my Father. So who's on the right hand? The sheep. The left hand are the goats. So he says, those on the right hand come that are blessed. All right. Those people that have been walking in my law, statutes, commandments. Hey, the Lord loves you. I love you. And my Father loves you. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. And it also says from the foundation of the world. So when the world was being set up, when the planet was being set up, not just the planet, but the nation of Israel, whenever our nation, when our people were being established on the planet, he says, come to this place that we had ready for you from the beginning. From the beginning, I had my people that I planned on ruling this planet to take over everything, be in charge, to be in a place where they are blessed and can be served and can live in peace forever and ever. How do we know it's from the foundation of the world? Let's go to the beginning of the book. Let's go to Genesis chapter 15, verse, I think it's 18. Let me see. Actually, it's 14 I want. We're going to go to the foundation of the world. Genesis chapter 14, verse. And nope. Anyway, I want 15. I think I had it right. Genesis chapter 15. Yeah. Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. Nope. Anyway, I won't either. I'm sorry. 14 is what I wanted. Where he says, you know what? I know where I need to go. Bear with me, Israel. Thank y'all. Appreciate your patience. Hey, and by the way, everybody that's on, especially y'all on the TikTok as well, remember to come over to the YouTube, click the link, and comment if you got stuff to say. And if you, whoever that is on TikTok talking about send me some money, not gonna happen. And I'm not saying we don't help our people. We definitely collect alms to help our brothers and sisters, but just some random person showing up, hey, give me some money, man. You show up talking about give me some money. Only thing I'm gonna tell you is, so make sure you understand that. But let's go to Genesis chapter 14. That is what I want. Genesis 14, 13. All right, my bad. 13 is what I wanted. Appreciate y'all's patience. All right, sorry. Don't get scratchy. Genesis chapter 13, verse 14. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes and look from the place where thou art northward and southward and eastward and westward. So he said, Abram went to this high mountain. And he says, look all around you, right? Remember, Abraham went one direction, Lot went another direction. Now understand, Lot is in one of these directions. I want y'all to understand this. Abraham's looking all around him, including where his nephew is, where his nephew and his descendants. By the way, everybody's on the chat. Who are the nations that descended from Lot? I'm just curious. There are nations that descended from Lot. I want to see if anybody knows who those nations are. All right, let's continue on though. Let me read it again. Genesis chapter 14, verse 8 again. I'm not 14. I'm sorry. 13, verse 14. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes and look up from the place where thou art northward and southward and eastward and westward. So he says, look at all these places. Oh, there we go. Hey, all praise to the Most High. All right, there it is. Yep, Ammon and Moab. So those two nations came out of him. So those two nations, where he says, look all around you, and then Lot's descendants are going to, Lot's on one side of his planet. And just understand, Lot's descendants are coming out of Lot. They're coming from his loins. So just keep all of this in mind. Genesis chapter 13, verse 15. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. So he says, everything you see is going to belong to you and your seed. So Abraham has seed, the seed of him. He said, y'all are going to own all of this, including the people surrounding this area. Lot was with him. Just because he separated from Lot does not mean that he was like, all right, Abraham, you got this place, and this is where you and your descendants be forever. And Lot got that side. No, you have everything, including where Lot and his people are. So I want y'all to keep that in mind and understand what the Most High set up from the foundation of the world. See, the foundation of the world is being established. The world is Israel. Our world, our planet, the earth itself is us. It consists of our people. So the foundation that was being set up was a foundation of the nation of the children of Israel. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and go back now. Matthew chapter 25, verse 34 again. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So there was a kingdom prepared for him. He says, look all around you in Genesis 13. Says, look at all these places. And I'm going to read again, Genesis chapter 13, verse 16. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. So he says, your seed is going to be scattered all over the world. And it's going to be all over the planet. And you know what he said? These people that's all over the planet, I want to make sure it's clear, because somebody might be like, oh, he said it's going to be a lot of you. That doesn't mean that this kingdom is prepared for those people. Well, that's cool. You ain't got to believe it. Let's go to Genesis chapter 22, verse, wrong spot, verse 17. Matter of fact, 16. And said, by myself have I sworn, said the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, Isaac, by the way. Shout out to Isaac Zephaniah. I see you. All right. That in blessing, I will bless thee, and in multiplying, I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven and as the sand which is upon the seashore. We just heard about this promise. He says, your people are going to be all over, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. When it says your seed shall possess the gate of his enemies, the gates, their boundaries, every place that our enemies or other nations will be, like the nations of Ammon and Moab, as Sean has stated, Moab, and Christina put Moabites and Ammonites. Same thing. Yalia put Moab and Ammon. Same thing. These people have gates. Moab and Ammon will have gates. Edom, well, now Edom's not gonna have gates. Their gates gonna be destroyed. Ishmael gonna have gates. All of these other nations, Egyptians, everybody got gates. He says we're gonna possess those gates because those gates are gonna exist around the planet. Around the planet, around the plain, around that mountaintop that Abraham looked. He said, look, north, south, east, and west, basically all around you, as far as you can travel, y'all are gonna own it. It's gonna belong to you. You're gonna be like Simba, and I'm gonna rule it all. That's what he said. From the foundation of the earth, this kingdom is prepared for those people from the foundation of the world. And our foundation of our world was started with Abraham way from back then. All right, let's continue on. Matthew chapter 25, verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So this kingdom prepared for the obedient children that descend from Abraham. Not all Israelites are going to get this kingdom. All the Israelites that are humble enough to bow down and do whatever the Most High God of Israel says. Not come up with their own laws, statutes, commandments, but willing to do whatever God says. Whatever the Lord wants them to do, they willing to follow that. Let's continue on. Verse 35. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. So the Most High God is like, hey, look, my son is going to be happy, and my son was taken care of by this person. So remember, Christ is saying, hey, all y'all are blessed. Y'all gonna come into the kingdom. He said, and then the person's like, hey, what did I do? Well, he ain't said that yet. I'm sorry. Let me not get ahead of myself. So the king, Jesus Christ, said, hey, you gave me food. You know what I'm saying? You made sure I was good. I was on the street struggling. You took care of me. You gave me something to drink when I was thirsty. Hey, you made sure I had shelter. Made sure I had safety. You didn't let me just be out there suffering. Nah, you looked out for me. Verse 36, naked and ye clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came unto me. So even though I was going through all of that, you still was there for me. You still was ready to help me ascend to higher levels, to get better. You was nursing me back to health. You did this for me. This is Jesus. Of course, everybody gonna read these scriptures and be like, oh, of course, Jesus, I'm gonna feed you. I'm gonna give you something to drink. I'm gonna do whatever because you the king. You Jesus the Christ. You the man. All right, let's read on. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? He's like, when did we see this? I don't remember you walking around the street. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see you in your Jesus sandals and your long white robe, you know what I'm saying, with your long blonde brown hair and sandy brown eye. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That's Caucasian Christ. Let's talk about the black guy. I didn't see, well, hold on, wait. We don't know what he looks like, do we? We don't even know he looks like us. We don't even know how to treat our fellow brother and sister. But I'm going to save that for later. Let's continue on. Verse 37, then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when we saw thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? When did we visit you in jail? When did we put money on your books? I don't remember doing none of this for you, Jesus. How did this happen? Verse 40, and the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So the same thing you done for your fellow black man, black woman, your little black child, you was looking out for them. You was ready to help them out. Whatever they needed to improve their spirit, whatever they needed so their spirits could stay high, whatever it was going to take for them to walk with the Most High God, to show that light, you done it for them. And you done it for me. You did it because it was me. You know I was me because they do everything that I do. They live like me. They speak like me. So if they do these things, they represent me. Just like I said early on the class last night, occupy until I come. They was representing me. They were ambassadors of Christ. They filled my spot. They was in that role. and you was good to them. Yeah, they was struggling, they was going through it, but you didn't say, "Oh, you ain't nobody. You ain't no." It wasn't no. I only looked out for you because I seen you as this special top guy. No, I looked out for you because you had the spirit of God in you, because you had character values, and you value someone else that values the character, that loves the character of Jesus Christ and the Most High God. See, we don't value character, and that's why many of us are not going to get into the kingdom. And I'm saying many of us because most of us are some evil, selfish people that believe
Evil is good.
and when you believe that, why would you value the character of Christ? You can never value the character of Christ if you don't truly love the good that's in somebody. If you don't love the good, and there's good things are going to be the characteristics that come from somebody that believes in God. See, most people don't give a damn about that. And that's why the Lord's like, yeah, you saw these people. He's like, there are people that didn't even know because they didn't even see Christ in them. They didn't understand that. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 11. I don't know, not 11, 13. Hebrews chapter 13. See, here's what this scripture is talking about. People say this in Christianity all the time, but they don't really understand what it's talking about. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. See, somebody you think was just walking around, you ain't really thinking it was nobody, it wasn't no important thing. You can treat them good, treat them bad. You don't really care. It's just a stranger. Who are you? You have no idea. It might be an angel. It might be a messenger of the Most High. It might be somebody with the spirit of God in them. Be careful how you treat people because you don't even know who you're dealing with. You never know. And it could have been sometime when you stand there on Judgment Day. He's like, when did we do this to you, Lord? When did I look out for you? Like, oh, you did. That stranger. You entertained them and you entertained them properly. Come into my kingdom, my son, my daughter. I love you too. Thank you for being that person that I taught you to be. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Most High God requires of us. Let's get to the next part. Let's get to Matthew chapter 25, verse 40, because now he's going to 41, because now he's going to explain the goats. Like we saw what the sheep get. The sheep get to go into the kingdom because they were good to Christ, even though they didn't even know there was Christ. By the way, my people on the TikTok, again, peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page and also subscribe to the YouTube and come over to the YouTube if you want to engage, comment. And that way, if you got comments, questions, whatever it is, make sure you come on over into it. And by the way, too, don't forget the people that's on. Make sure you comment, liking, sharing, subscribing, telling all your friends, telling them to tell their friends, and also making sure you having them support the ministry, support the church. Have them send in their alms to the actual Cash App that's associated with the page. Make sure they also are sending their super chats in if they're doing it. If you're getting value from this lesson, make sure that you pour back into what the Most High has provided for you. All right, let's continue on. Matthew chapter 25, verse 41. Then shall say he also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepare for the devil and his angels. See, angels don't always have to mean good people. Remember, angels are messengers. The devil and his angels, angels, those are the messengers of Satan. Those are the people that preach the gospel that is not the gospel. Those are people that's preaching the cursed gospel. Those are those that are preaching the gay gospel. See, those people preaching that's the devil's angels. The devil has angels out there spreading the word of lies, not spreading the truth, not preaching the truth, but preaching lies. See, we got so many devils we got to contend with. We got to prophesy against the prophets of Israel, or against the teachers of Israel, that's going contrary to what the scriptures say. We got to be against them. See, that's what the angels of God do. The angels of God are at war with the messengers of Satan. You see, we remember there's prophets, there are good prophets, and there's bad prophets. There's true prophets, and there's false prophets. The true prophets understand. They're the ones that are going to speak straight from the scripture. They're going to speak from the scripture. Their understanding comes from the scripture. It doesn't come from their own vain opinion. It does not come from their emotions. It comes from what they get from the Most High God in his direction. They're like, well, from what I see he's saying, it sounds like he's saying this. And those people also are humble because they might believe God is saying something. Then they find out later, oh, he wasn't even saying this. So what will they do? They'll say, hey, you know what? I taught this wrong back at this time. Here is actually what God is saying. I didn't understand it. I'm trying to just preach what he says. See, that's what a true servant of the Most High God will do. That's what somebody that understands if they're teaching against the Most High, to teach with the Most High, because they know the Most High don't want nobody teaching lies. The Lord will say, oh, you want to teach lies?
We don't do that here.
And again, if it's ignorantly, the Lord has mercy. But if it's purposeful, ho, 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 your ass is grass. But anyway, let's continue on. By the way, I see Brianna just joined. Grace and peace be with you. Good evening. Hey, and as Christina said, yeah, Isaiah 1 and 3, we don't even think, we don't consider what's really going on. We don't consider that we could be dealing with an angel. We could be dealing with a messenger of the Most High, a servant of God, and we dealing with him harshly. We dealing with him dismissively, and the Lord would dismiss you the same way. He gonna say, "Depart from me. I never knew you." Oh, you didn't know me? Yeah, I know you didn't know me. I didn't know you. See, the scriptures talk about that too. Matter of fact, let me read this really, really fast. I'm sorry. Matthew chapter 21, not 21, I'm sorry, 7. Matthew chapter 7, verse 23. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. You know why Christ can say with so much confidence he never knew us? Because he knows we don't know him. We pretending like we know him when we didn't. We ain't never, hung out with Christ. We never had a conversation with him. He's like, I never knew you because you wasn't close enough to me to understand who I am. You never talked to me. You never asked me about myself. You cannot possibly think you know what I'm like, know what my personality consists of, know what I value as far as the character of a man or woman. You don't know that because when you saw me, you dismissed me. When you saw me, you didn't take me in. When I was hungry, you let me stay. You let me starve. See, that's not how I roll. See, I would have fed somebody that was in that situation. There's no way you know me because if I was hanging with you when you done that, I would have told you was foolish. I would have told you was silly. I said something wrong with you. And I told you I don't want to hang around with you no more unless you change your ways. See, that's what he said if he would have knew you. But being that he didn't know you, you was able to continue to freely be the damn devil that you are. See, the Most High God understands all of this stuff ties into real life. When you start realizing how much this is real and this ain't no church, this ain't a joke, this is practical knowledge for your life. When you start to understand it and quit looking at it through the lens of like some holy shining book with, like white demon, I said white demon, Caucasian, white babies floating around with halos on their head, with angel wings, No, and with harps, this is not what the scriptures are. This is not what religion is about. Religion is about right and wrong, following commandments, a system. It's talking about a community living a certain way where everybody carries themselves with righteousness, with holiness. It's a way of life. That's what religion is all about. It's how you live. It's a culture. Let's continue on though. Matthew chapter 25, verse 41. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into the everlasting fire, prepare for the devil and his angels. Basically, get your ass in that lake. Verse 42. For I was hungered, and you gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in. Naked, and you clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and you visited me not. So I went through all of this hell, and you wasn't even there to back me up. You didn't even help me out. You didn't care because you had your own thing going in your life. Just like the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. The rich man didn't care about that man laying down at his gate and the dogs licking his sores. Lazarus didn't go out there with a plate of food and be like, here you go. I see you out here struggling. I see you down bad. He didn't give a damn about him. That man was the devil. And the Lord's going to be like, you going to try to walk up into my kingdom with your wicked spirit?
I should roll your ass off this porch, that stupid shit.
And he's going to. It ain't that he should, just that he's going to as well. Because he can't deal with somebody like you. Because somebody like you to carry it on all that time, he understands that you. He got no place in his kingdom for somebody that is going to bow down to their master, is going to look at his brother, look down on him, and let him suffer. See, he ain't got no place for you. And that's how he's going to do you. He's going to tell you, get away. You know what I'm saying? Verse 43. Verse 44 again. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered or athirst, a stranger or naked or sick or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? And minister is talking about serve. Anytime I just teach or preach, no, ministering is serving somebody, taking care of them, looking out for them. You'll be like, when did we see you, Christ, and we left you out to dry? He's like, we wouldn't have done that. You see, you know why these people wouldn't have left Christ out there to dry? They wouldn't have let him suffer. They wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, that's Christ. Because people know who Jesus is. They know how powerful he is. They know about in second Ezra talking about there's a man taller than the rest. His stature was over everybody. See, people understand certain parts of the scriptures. They see it there. But here's what they don't understand. They don't understand that they operating in this spirit right here. Let's go to James chapter 2, verse 2. James chapter 2, verse 2. Matter of fact, I will start at verse 1. My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons. See, these people got respect of persons. or if it's a certain person, then they'll turn on that. They turn on that happy face. They'll smile. Then all of a sudden they nice and kind and caring and sweet. You know what I'm saying? They do all of that. They front just like brothers. They'll turn on that. They turn on a mean mug and try to flex their muscles and act like they real tough and they big and bad. Now they do all that when certain people around. Verse 2. Or if there come unto you or assembly a man with a gold ring in goodly apparel, and there come in also a poor man with vile raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place, and say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit here under my footstool. Are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts? See, these people got evil thoughts. They respect their persons. They judging according to their appearance. They like, oh, this person must be somebody. I must be able to get something from them. See, I can get something from them, so I'll be nice to them. See, Jesus Christ, everybody knows he's the king. He's in power. He's in charge. You know what I'm saying? The Lion of Judah. He's going to fight for us. He's the one that's got all this. He has the keys of heaven and what's it? The keys to death and hell. He has it in his hands. So of course, if you see him, you're going to make sure you're going to give him some food if he's hungry. You give him something to drink, because to you, it's an investment. See, most people only good to invest in things. There are not too many people that are good because they actually know it's the right thing to do. They don't understand that doing the right thing is laying up your treasures in heaven. That's how you do things. You actually get your mind right where you do the right thing, where it's second nature. You don't do it just to get. You do it because you're supposed to be that way. And if you learn to try to be that way, you're going to try to train your mind to become a better person. You're trying to become a better person. You're going to be praying to the Lord, make me go in the way of the commandments, not into covetousness, not into what I feel, what will make me happy or make me smile. No, make me go that way. Send me in the way of the righteousness of God. See, that's what you're going to do if you really, truly, indeed serve the Most High God of Israel. You're going to want to become who the Lord wants you to be. And if you become that person, then you're not going to need to put on an act. You're not going to need to force yourself to do it. It's going to happen. Why? Because you have now trained your mind. You have renewed your mind, renewed your heart, your spirit. You have taken off the dirty clothing and put on the armor of the righteousness of God. You put on the righteousness of the saints, that white fine linen. That's what you dressed up in, because you was dressed up in that dingy brown and green, you know what I'm saying, pea stained, doo-doo soaked garment that you had on. Now you got to take that thing off. Take off your dirty clothes, like I said in the book of Zechariah. Put on something clean. Put on something nice. Because once you put on something nice, you understand, oh, all right, the captivity's over. Now it's time to walk into the kingdom of heaven. But when you're going to do that, it takes now being good to all people. And I say all people, I'm talking about all the people of the Lord. And then you treat them, of course, you're going to treat them better than the rest of the nations, but it don't mean you're going to treat other nations bad. You're still going to show yourself friendly. You're still going to show yourself as a light of the world. Why? Because it's the best way to be. You need to make sure you're a peaceful man or woman, period. And when you're a peaceful man or woman, you're at war with wickedness. See, we should be at war with evil. That's what we're at war with. That's what we're fighting against. We are not fighting against righteousness. We're fighting against wickedness. And we are not fighting against other. Remember, scripture says we fight not against flesh and blood. It ain't the people we against. We shouldn't be out here talking about, oh, yeah, Esau, the devil. Yeah, they wicked. We're going to do this to them. Yeah, we are going to do this to them, but not now. We ain't going to do nothing until we get right. Till the Lord decides, all right, let me go ahead and activate these angels to fight on their behalf. He ain't doing that until we acting right. If we ain't doing what we're supposed to do, then he's not going to fight for us. Remember, the scripture says, keep the commandments, make sure we right, make sure we righteous, and the Lord will fight for us. There are so many times you see the Lord fighting for us. He fights for those people he loves. He loves those people that keep his commandments. That's what we got to do. Let's get back to it. Matthew chapter 25, verse 44 again. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee in hungered or athirst or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? When did we not help you? Oh, he let you know right here, verse 45. Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of these, one of the least of these, you did it not unto me. As much as you didn't help these other people that you seen as nobodies, the people you seen in vile raiment, people you didn't even know, because you didn't entertain that angel. You know what I'm saying? You was unaware that it was an angel. You was unaware that somebody had the character of God, that actually was a loving, sweet spirited person that kept the commandments. You didn't see that person at commandment keeper as Jesus Christ. You didn't think that person that followed the laws of God was somebody to be admired, to be respected, to be loved. You didn't think it mattered to love somebody because they're good. You didn't give a damn about that. So he's like, hey, as much as you did it to them, you did it to me, because they do exactly what I would have done. If this person is following the laws, they are me, because I follow the laws. I keep the commandments. I'll walk after God. So if that's who they are, that's who I am. If you've seen the Father, you have seen me. What you think Jesus was trying to tell him? He's saying, whatever you seen, I mean, if you seen me, you seen the Father. Whatever you see me do, that's what my daddy would have did if he was walking on the planet. But that's the same thing how it's got to be with us. It's in his truth. Everything you see us do is what Jesus would have done. Yeah, and remember them bracelets, WWJD. What would Jesus do? Keep the dang on commandments. And if you don't want to, verse 46 of you. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. See, the righteous are those that follow the instructions of God. Psalms 119, 172. All these commandments are righteousness. Deuteronomy 6:25 lets you know straight up the same thing. Keep the commandments because all of the laws, righteous, everything. Follow all the commandments. They both were righteous. Zechariah and forgot her name, and I was gonna say Elizabeth. Zechariah and Elizabeth, righteous women, righteous man and woman, kept the commandments. So that's how we got to be. Again, I pray y'all were edified. Everybody that's on. Again, my people's on the TikTok. Make sure you subscribe to the TikTok, and make sure you also click the link and subscribe to the YouTube as well, so you can that way you can catch the live classes when they come on, and even the ones that ain't live, you can watch a bunch of the old ones. We got over like 400 classes, so we got plenty of things you can learn from and find out who God is, find out His character, so that way when somebody comes to you, an angel, somebody that is a servant of God, somebody is just like Jesus Christ, you're going to be able to recognize him because you're going to know him. You're going to know him because you know his character. You're going to value his character, and then you're going to do good to him. So soon as Jesus Christ stands before you, said, oh, yeah, you looked out for my people, and you was ready. Why? Because you've learned about Jesus the Christ, the Messiah, the one that laid down his life for us. I love y'all, Israel. Appreciate y'all for being on. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's night. Grace and peace to the 12 tribes of Israel. Shalom.